Join us as we honor the stars, visionaries, and icons who passed between March 6th and 10th, 2021 in the United States. Carmel Quinn, she was born in July 1925 and she died in March 2021. Her age was 95 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was pneumonia. A Dublin-born Irish-American singer and storyteller who became a beloved entertainer in the United States. She was a regular guest on The Ed Sullivan Show and was known for her popular St. Patrick's Day concerts at Carnegie Hall. Quinn was celebrated for her warm personality and mastery of traditional Irish songs. Cliff Simon, he was born in September 1962 and he died in March 2021. His age was 58 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was kiteboarding accident. A South African actor who gained international fame for his role as a villainous system lord Baal on the sci-fi series Stargate SG-1. He was a former gymnast and military member in South Africa before pursuing an acting career. Simon died in a tragic keyboarding accident in California. Biff McGuire, he was born in October 1926 and he died in March 2021. His age was 94 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American actor of stage, film, and television with a career spanning 7 decades. He received a Tony nomination for his work in The Young and Fair and appeared in films like The Heart is a Lonely Hunter and Serpico. He was a prolific television guest star and was married to actress Jeannie Carson. Leon Gust, he was born in March 1936 and he died in March 2021. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from Alzheimer's disease. An American documentary filmmaker, director, and editor, he was best known for directing the 1996 film When We Were Kings, which documented the Rumble in the Jungle boxing match between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. The film won the Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature. Roger Mudd, he was born in February 1928 and he died in March 2021. His age was 93 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications of kidney failure. An award-winning American television journalist and anchor for CBS, NBC, and PBS. He was highly respected for his political reporting and serving as the anchor of the CBS Evening News on Saturdays. Mudd was famous for his 1979 interview with Ted Kennedy, which was seen as damaging to Kennedy's presidential campaign. Alan J. MacDonald, he was born in July 1937 and he died in March 2021. His age was 83 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a fall. An American engineer and executive for Morton Thiokol, the manufacturer of the solid rocket boosters for the Space Shuttle Challenger. He famously refused to sign the launch approval, warning of the cold weather's effect on O-rings. He was a key whistleblower in the investigation following the disaster. Mark Whitecage, he was born in June 1937 and he died in March 2021. His age was 83 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American jazz reed player, alto saxophone, clarinet, associated with the free jazz movement. He was a prominent figure in the avant-garde jazz scene. Whitecage recorded numerous albums as a leader and collaborated with artists like Anthony Braxton and Gene Lee. James Levine, he was born in June 1943 and he died in March 2021. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from Parkinson's disease. A highly influential American conductor and pianist who served as the music director of the Metropolitan Opera in New York for 40 years. He was revered for shaping the Met's orchestra into a world-class ensemble. His career ended in 2018 amid numerous allegations of sexual misconduct. Bruce Abel, he was born in July 1936 and he died in March 2021. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American classical baritone and highly respected vocal pedagogue. After an opera career in Germany, he became a professor of voice at the Hochschule für Musik und Theater, Hamburg. He taught many successful opera singers over several decades. Janice McLaughlin, she was born in February 1942 and she died in March 2021. Her age was 79 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American nun who was a journalist and human rights activist. While serving as a missionary in Zimbabwe in 1970s, she was jailed and deported for reporting on human rights abuses. She later returned to Zimbabwe and continued her work in education and media. Thaddeus M. Busco, he was born in February 1926 and he died in March 2021. His age was 95 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American politician and judge from Massachusetts. A Democrat, he served as a Massachusetts state auditor for 16 years from 1964 to 1980. He later served as a justice on the Essex County Probate and Family Court. Joe Tate, he was born in May 1937 and he died in March 2021. His age was 83 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from kidney disease and liver cancer. A legendary American sportscaster, best known as a radio voice for the Cleveland Cavaliers NBA for 39 seasons. He was beloved by fans for his distinctive delivery and objective analysis. Tate won the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame's Goldie Award in 2010. Stephen Scott, he was born in October 1944 and he died in March 2021. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from Alzheimer's disease. An American composer and musician known for his innovative work with the bowed piano. He was a professor at Colorado College, where he founded the bowed piano ensemble. His technique involved using bows, mallets, and other objects directly on the strings of a grand piano. Frank Thorne, he was born in June 1930 and he died in March 2021. His age was 90 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American comic book artist and writer, best known for his work on Marvel Comics, Red Sonja character in the 1970s. His art defied the she-devil with a sword and made her an icon. Thorne also worked on adult fantasy and erotic comics, such as Guido of Elazar. Joan Walsh England, she was born in January 1926 and she died in March 2021. Her age was 95 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was heart failure. An American author and illustrator of children's books. She was famous for her simple, gentle text and her distinctive drawing of children with dot-like eyes and often faceless profiles. Her first book, A Friend is Someone Who Likes You in 1958, was a massive bestseller. She published more than 120 books, and as of 2014, she had sold over 45 million books worldwide. Norton Juster, he was born in June 1929 and he died in March 2021. His age was 91 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a stroke. An American architect and author of children's books, he was best known for his beloved classic, The Phantom Tool Booth in 1961, a fantasy adventure celebrated for its clever wordplay and puns. He also wrote The Dot and the Line and practiced architecture for many years. Richard Driehaus, he was born in July 1942 and he died in March 2021. His age was 78 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cerebral hemorrhage. An American financier, businessman, and philanthropist. He was the founder and chairman of Driehaus Capital Management, a successful investment firm in Chicago. Driehaus was also a major philanthropist known for his support of historic preservation, classical architecture, and the arts. Walter Lefebvre, he was born in August 1933 and he died in March 2021. His age was 87 at the time of his death, and a reason for his death was undisclosed. A highly influential American historian and professor at Cornell University, he was a leading scholar of United States foreign policy, associated with the Wisconsin School of Revisionist History. His notable books, including The New Empire and America, Russia, and the Cold War, reshaped the study of American diplomacy. Albert Rhesus, he was born in December 1921 and he died in March 2021. His age was 99 at the time of his death, and a reason for his death was undisclosed. An American historian who was a professor at Northern Illinois University, he specialized in Russian and Soviet history. Rhesus was known for his research on 20th century Russian politics and diplomacy. Jack Wellborn, he was born in December 1932 and he died in March 2021. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was kidney failure. An American politician who served as a Republican in the Michigan legislature for 28 years. He served in both the House and the Senate, representing the Kalamazoo area. Wellborn was known as a staunch conservative and a fiscal hawk. Carl J. Shapiro, he was born in February 1913 and he died in March 2021. His age was 108 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American businessman who founded the K. Windsor Clothing Company, a major manufacturer of women's dresses. He was a prominent philanthropist in the Boston area. He was also an early investor and victim of Bernie Madoff. Blanquita Valenti, she was born in December 1933 and she died in March 2021. Her age was 87 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American community activist and civic leader in New Jersey, she was a prominent voice and advocate for the Latino community in the state. Valenti served on numerous boards and was involved in democratic politics. Charles Contreras, he was born in November 1929 and he died in March 2021. His age was 90 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American historian and academic associated with the University of Maine, he was the preeminent scholar of Maine's labor history. Contreras authored several books and articles documenting the history of workers and unions in the state. Terence F. McVeary, he was born in September 1943 and he died in March 2021. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American jurist who served as a United States District Judge for the Western District of Pennsylvania. He was nominated to the court by President George W. Bush in 2002. Prior to his federal service, he was an attorney in private practice in Pittsburgh. Eugene Hughes, he was born in April 1934 and he died in March 2021. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American academic administrator who served as president of Northern Arizona University from 1979 to 1993. He also served as president of Wichita State University. His tenure at NAU was marked by significant growth and expansion. Jude Patrick Doherty, he was born in July 1930 and he died in March 2021. His age was 90 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American philosopher who served as a dean of the School of Philosophy at the Catholic University of America for 3 decades, from 1967 to 1997. He was an influential figure in Catholic higher education. He also served as editor of the Review of Metaphysics. Wilhelmina Holiday. She was born in October 1922 and she died in March 2021. Her age was 98 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. An American art collector and philanthropist who co-founded the National Museum of Women in the Arts in Washington, D.C. She and her husband amassed a significant collection of art by women. The NMWA is the only major museum in the world solely dedicated to celebrating women's achievements in the visual, performing, and literary arts. Robert Middlecoff. He was born in July 1929 and he died in March 2021. His age was 91 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a stroke. A prominent American historian and professor at UC Berkeley, he was a leading scholar of the American Revolution and colonial America. His book, The Glorious Cause, The American Revolution, 1763 to 1789, was a Pulitzer Prize finalist and a foundational text in the field. Scott Pillars. He was born in July 1959 and he died in March 2021. His age was 61 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from ALS. An American Jesuit priest and academic administrator, he served 2 non-consecutive terms as the president of the University of Scranton in Pennsylvania. He also served as president of Georgetown Preparatory School. Yechezkel Roth. He was born in 1936 and he died in March 2021. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. A prominent Israeli-American Haredi rabbi, author, and halakhic authority posek. He was known as the Karlsberger Rav and was a respected advisor of Jewish law. He led a community in Borough Park, Brooklyn. Janice Hape. She was born in March 1958 and she died in March 2021. Her age was 62 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was heart failure. An American former competitive swimmer, she won a gold medal in the 200-meter individual medley at the 1975 Pan American Games. She also competed in the 1976 Summer Olympics in Montreal. Réal Cormier. He was born in April 1967 and he died in March 2021. His age was 53 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was pancreatic cancer. A Canadian professional baseball pitcher who played 16 seasons in Major League Baseball. He was a left-handed reliever for several teams, including the Philadelphia Phillies, Boston Red Sox, and Montreal Expos. Cormier was inducted into the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame. Noam Shary. He was born in July 1931 and he died in March 2021. His age was 89 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American professional baseball catcher, coach, and manager, he played in MLB, most notably for the Los Angeles Dodgers, where he was a battery mate for Sandy Koufax. He later served as the manager of the California Angels from 1976 to 1977. Tom Bland. He was born in July 1937 and he died in March 2021. His age was 83 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American football wide receiver who played in the Canadian Football League and several minor leagues. After his playing career ended, Bland returned to Florida and became a high school teacher and football coach. Bill O'Connor. He was born in May 1926 and he died in March 2021. His age was 94 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American football end who played 5 seasons in the All-American Football Conference and Canadian Football League in the late 1940s and early 1950s. After retiring, O'Connor went into business and devoted himself to helping Nepalese Sherpas. Steve Otmer, he was born in February 1944 and he died in March 2021. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and a reason for his death was undisclosed. An American football coach and executive who served as a general manager of the Los Angeles Raiders. He was a key figure in the Raiders' front office, particularly known for his expertise on special teams. He also worked for several other NFL teams, including the St. Louis Rams. Jim Snyder, he was born in August 1932 and he died in March 2021. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and a reason for his death was undisclosed. An American professional baseball player, coach and manager, the former second baseman, born in Michigan, threw and batted right-handed, stood 6 feet 1 inches tall and weighed 185 pounds. During his 12-year playing career, which included 41 games played at the major league level over 3 terms with the Minnesota Twins from 1961, 62, and 64. Thanks for watching the video. Honor their memory by leaving a like, sharing your favorite remembrance in the comments, and subscribing for more journeys through the lives of legends.